computer. All right, welcome in. This is episode 2, the Fullcourt Report. We got a name finally.
Report, yes,
finally settled on a name. We got another guest in here today, Justin Brownstein. We got Justin and Justin, but we're gonna call Justin Brownstein J Brown because that's what we've always called him.
J Brown.
And Justin,
J. Brown.
we're just gonna refer to him as Justin just to make it easy. And then obviously
Pleasure to be here,
Jorie and Chris, aka
You know the vibes.
aka Toby, whatever
You know
you call him. The NBA year, the NBA season, it just began this week. We saw some nice matchups, but let's talk about some news, I guess. So this past week was full of news with James Harden, the whole situation in Houston. So James Harden, he continued to be the focal point of NBA news, even as the NBA returned to action on Tuesday. It was reported that Harden's teammates, notably John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, would miss the Rockets season opener against the Oklahoma City Thunder because of COVID-19 tracing. And then the game was postponed in accordance with the league's health and safety protocols, as Houston didn't even have 8 players required to play the game. And then the NBA opened an investigation after a video surfaced of Harden maskless at a private indoor party, which violates the NBA rules of indoor social gatherings, and then fined Harden $50,000. And Harden took to social media to defend himself. I don't know if you saw his Instagram post. I believe it was on Instagram. He said, "One thing after another. I want to show love to my homegirl at her event because she's becoming a boss and putting her people in position of success. And now it's a problem. Every day it's something different. No matter how many times people try to drag my name under, you can't. The reel always ends on top." Obviously, very frustrated with the whole situation. Well, how are you guys feeling about this whole situation in Houston? Does Houston have a problem?
Yes, they have. They've been had a problem. Just wear a mask, buddy. That's all I gotta say. And I mean, him and Russ did request a trade at the same time, so it's kind of, he doesn't really want to play there, obviously. So I don't understand why people are so amazed that he's not putting in 110% every day with the team he asked for a trade from.
I mean, he literally just dropped like 44 and 17 the other night.
Yeah, it's not like he's off.
He's been leading the league in scoring, like, I think the past, 3 years in a row. And we won an MVP too. Like, I know he doesn't practice, or maybe, I think I saw that he threw, a ball at a teammate, at a rookie.
Oh, yeah.
But, his game speaks for itself. I mean, imagine him somewhere else. Who knows what happened?
Calling it now. You heard it here first in the Fullcourt Report. Justin Sadovi, he's going to Portland. Harden's going to Portland.
Nope.
He was talking with CJ McCollum after the game. They had a little, but they both put up 44 or something, and then they were talking to each other.
Bro.
They were looking a little, like they were conspiring.
Before you say anything though, Toby, Harden, it was reported that this week he expanded his preferred destinations, and they now include the Celtics and the Trailblazers. So it could happen. Obviously, Houston can do whatever they want, but that's just where he would like to go.
But to respond to Justin, what he was saying, I think Houston has a problem, but they shouldn't be concerned with James Harden leaving, because I feel like they won't get back what they deserve of trading for Harden.
Well, yeah, it's just because it's Harden.
Yeah, but at least in the they're at least gonna wait to trade him as the season goes along.
Now that we've seen it, now that it's 2 years in, the Pelicans lost that trade with AD. It's just a matter of they're trading a superstar player. You're never going to get what you want in return for that.
Well, do you think they
No,
lost? I mean, obviously the Lakers won a
yeah.
championship, but like I think
I mean,
it's gonna be some time before we can really evaluate it, just because
how many?
is so young.
Yeah, when are all those picks? When are all the Pelicans going to be use all those picks that they got? Aren't those for like another couple of years?
Yeah, I think they still
They
have.
already used like a bunch of them.
I mean,
They
got
still have a
Zion,
lot.
They got Brandon Ingram. They got Lonzo.
Yeah,
So,
I wouldn't necessarily
I don't know if they're gonna win a
say they
championship,
lost. I
but
feel like.
I mean, I think when it's all said and done, I'll definitely say the Lakers probably won that trade, given that they already won a ring and they'll probably win another one.
Got to go back to repeat while they're at it.
Nope.
Said LeBron hater toe back at it again, and you know he is.
No.
Well, many think that Harden was reportedly supposed to get traded to those two teams, the Nets or the Sixers. But both those teams look pretty solid to start the season. And they might not want to
No,
make.
bro, I don't want Harden, bro. For sure.
Where do you think Harden would land? Justin, you already said the Blazers.
Okay, well,
I don't think so.
if he were to go anywhere, I would say Portland, just because I feel like Portland has the most trade assets in terms of getting him. But in terms of play style fitting, honestly, I feel like the Denver Nuggets would be a great place for him to go. I mean, he's never really played with a elite big man, and he's played with Dwight, but I think we can all agree that wasn't the same Dwight we saw on Orlando. And I mean, he's paired up with Chris Paul. That didn't really work. Westbrook didn't work. Even in OKC, he's never really played with an elite big man. I feel like
Yeah, they had Nick Collison.
with Jokic, I feel like he can go really far.
Honestly, I didn't even think about that, but I kind of agree. I feel like him, Murray, and Jokic, it's over. I've been saying, you always now to win in this league now, you need three guys who can score with the ball whenever they want. And they've never, besides when he was on OKC, obviously, but he was a rookie. They've never been able. He's on the Rockets. It's always just been him and one other guy. That's why I think they can't win anything.
But you think he's going to Portland?
Yeah, if him, CJ, and Dame, bro.
Don't you
over.
think that Portland?
How would he go to Portland without Portland giving up CJ?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe that's why him and
I mean-
CJ were talking. Maybe Harden was like, "I'm coming to take your spot, bozo."
Yeah, CJ was mad salty.
Yeah, they were. They did look on.
Didn't CJ have like?
Yeah, they both
44?
had 40.
And they
Like-
won too. I think Portland won too.
He hit like a go-ahead
Yeah,
basket
bro.
for them.
All right. Well,
Who knows?
Or maybe they were talking about getting a PS5. I think maybe.
PS5.
listen.
Yeah, Trailblazers won in OT.
If the
What do you have?
if
What's
the
that, Toby?
Trailblazers wanted to get Harden, I think they would have to give up either CJ or Nurkic, and without Nurkic, I don't think Harden would fare very well. It might just be a repeat of.
Don't they have
Portland
What's his
sucks
face?
anyways, bro.
Don't they have Hassan?
Nah, Hassan's on the
Yeah.
Knicks.
No,
Oh,
yeah, he's on the
it's
Kings now.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of young pieces that they can trade, which is why I think they have the most assets. But I just think I don't know. I don't see it happening.
Portland's hella overrated.
Who?
I said Portland's hella overrated.
But they're really not underrated. People sleep on Dame and CJ.
I mean, in terms of this Harden thing, like you said, Justin, Portland possibly. Him and Lillard, easily the best backcourt in the NBA.
Yeah, history.
Probably the best offensive backcourt in
No.
the NBA history. I mean,
Jesus,
those
bro,
two,
that would be crazy.
I mean, like, who's stopping those two?
No,
Dame can shoot literally
James
from anywhere
Harden.
on the
James Harden
court.
is stopping it.
Harden has led the league in scoring the last 3 years. I mean, that team offensively would be basically unstoppable. But I think the Sixers, if they could somehow keep Ben Simmons, if they could keep Ben Simmons and Embiid and get Harden, I would give up anyone on that roster to get James
Yeah.
Harden to play
I
with
would
those.
give up
No.
Ben Simmons.
No.
I think you need Ben Simmons.
No, Toby.
I want Jay
no.
Brown. I want to hear what Jay Brown's got to say. He's the Sixers fan. What do you think they should give up?
I can just talk.
Why would you not want
more
James
on
Harden?
Harden himself first, anyways. Besides the fact that Sixers already have 2 young all-stars already that haven't even hit their prime yet. Ben Simmons is a 6'10".
You don't think Embiid is in his
Ben
prime?
Simmons
I
is
think
literally
this is
Magic Johnson, bro. He doesn't even need a jump shot, and if he gets one, oh. But like,
the Homer
just
of the
think
Philadelphia
about it, bro.
76ers.
Harden is old. He's only has like not much left in his contract. He doesn't, he tries sometimes, but like he doesn't, I wouldn't. He did well with Chris Paul last year, but like Chris Paul was definitely like the leader on that team. Like, how are you going to be the leader if you're not showing up to practice, not, taking lead on things? Like Westbrook was talking about how Houston culture was like just, so lax, and like Harden basically owned everything. That's not a winning culture. And he's getting older. He's doesn't have much left on his contract, and you can't guarantee that he's going to resign even. And he's had all these like headlines. If I'm a team, I'm not even going after him because Rockets are going to be asking a lot anyways. No one's going to want to take him on.
Somebody will take him eventually. Somebody's got to. There's no way he's gonna There's no way he's just gonna deal with playing on Houston.
I mean, I want to add something else about Harden too. Like he lacks off-ball mobility, and I feel like sometimes he's just like chilling. If his teammate has the ball, he'll just be standing there, or even on defense, even though he's gotten a lot better on defense in the past couple of years. He's kind of hard to just throw into an offense and him just fitting. Like, you kind of have to mold your offense around him, basically change everything, which is why I think it's hard for a lot of teams to try to want to go after him.
Yeah,
I just think it's over for Houston. I mean, I was listening to another show called The Real Ones by Raja Bell, if you know who that is, former NBA player, used to play on the Phoenix Suns in the mid-2000s. He was talking about he remembers when that team like finally started breaking up because I think they got rid of Mike D'Antoni, their coach, who funnily enough was also the coach of the Rockets. So, and he was, I think he said the GM left as well. So he knew it was time. I think it's the same thing here in Houston. It's time to just blow it up. I feel like, I mean, they got rid of Westbrook already. They're bringing in John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins. They got Christian Wood. Like, it's just a new era. And I think they need to move on from Harden. I think it's time. I don't know where. I think he needs to go to the East. But I don't think he's going to bring chemistry that you were talking about to wherever he goes. I feel like he'll be fine.
What if he went to Miami?
He would not fit in
I don't think he
Miami
could
at
fit it. He's not a grinder. He's not a dog. He's not enough.
But
he's
you
not
need a
Jimmy Butler
balance.
type of guy.
You need a nice balance.
Too lax in Houston. What if he comes over and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy James Harden's not trying. Why do I gotta try?"
Because
Miami won the East last year. You don't need nobody.
yeah, but that was last year without
without
KD or Kyrie.
Bro, the Nets.
Yeah.
You need a little bit of star power.
Let's see them both be healthy come playoffs, bro.
All right, let's talk.
That's the big challenge.
Let's talk about the Nets then, because the Nets, they had the first game of the new season against the Warriors I know it was a while ago, or it seems like a while ago, but it was this past Tuesday. And the Nets, I mean, what can you say? They looked pretty solid. Kevin Durant, he looked like pre-Achilles tear Kevin Durant in this game. I mean, it was a nice showing. All right, Toby, just take it from here. I mean, what did you see in that game, given that you probably watched it? What did you see in this one against the Warriors?
All right. So what I saw in the opening night game at the Warriors is that the Nets are the best team in the league. Nobody can stop this team. I mean, the biggest challenge will be if Kyrie and KD can stay healthy. Honestly, we might not even need another trade piece. Our team is fire as it is right now. I think Kyrie Irving has to or deserves more respect for his scoring abilities. I mean, this guy, somebody has to say, he's a top 3 scorer in the league.
I don't know about top 3.
All right, top 3 offensive.
I'll give him top 7, something like that. I don't even. But okay, I will say that Kyrie's been playing better than KD so far. These games, he is coming off of an Achilles tear, but Kyrie is
the leader.
playing better.
He's going to prove what he was. He's going to prove why he's a great leader. It obviously didn't work out in Boston, and actually, as we're talking right now, the Nets just lost. So, but
Lost the Hornets.
To the Hornets, yeah.
I mean, the Warriors game win is expected. You know, I said in the first episode that I don't think Curry can lead the team by himself. Curry doesn't have a capability of doing. I mean, nobody really does have the capabilities of doing what LeBron did, but Curry needs Clay. Without Clay, Curry is nothing.
I think they need each other. I think that's the thing. I don't know if one of them can really coexist without the other. I feel like we'd be in the same position if it was only Clay or only
Clay. He goes off in the playoffs when he's by himself.
I don't know.
He's just not MVP Curry anymore, bro. That was like 5 years ago, bro.
Well, the thing is, we've never seen Clay
old news now.
by himself. Clay's always been with Curry for his entire career.
But I mean,
playoffs, he's had a game by
Best
himself.
backcourt in the league. Best backcourt in the league when healthy.
I'm just saying, what if you put him on a random team and for a whole season?
Who, both of them or just Clay?
Well, just Clay. I'm just talking about.
Imagine Clay in Brooklyn. Imagine Clay in Philly.
I don't even
imagine Clay. Imagine Clay anywhere. Like Clay is the perfect player, bro. Like 3-and-D. He's like 6'7".
Lights out.
Lock down anyone. Lights out.
I think he's the second best shooter in the ever.
Behind
him and Curry, bro. Splash Brothers.
I don't know. I just think Clay's not like a bring it up, let me handle the ball type of guy. I don't know if I feel like to be one of the best players in the league, you got to be able to do that. You got to be able to handle it.
True.
But he doesn't, which is why he's so good.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. He can't be the number one option, I don't think. I mean, on a bad enough team, he could be, but if he went to another playoff team, I don't think he could be the number one option.
Maybe. I mean, I'm definitely concerned about the Warriors, though. I know we shouldn't overreact over one game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this team just looks terrible. This has got to be one of the worst rosters they've had in years. Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre suck. But I was wrong about James Wiseman, I think, because I said he was going to be bad. He looks honestly a lot better than I thought he'd be.
He's been the second best player in the Warriors.
I like his potential a lot. I think I underrated his athleticism, I think, and the fact that he's like 7 feet tall as well.
And he can shoot.
and he can shoot exactly. Like he can do a little bit of everything, and he's only 19 years old, which is crazy. It's just so weird to think about how young some of the rookies are. But
I'm not concerned about the Warriors. They were good for the past 7 seasons. I don't care if they're good or not. I want them to be bad.
wow, hater.
Yeah, it's somebody else's turn.
Should have known.
No, I want the shitty teams to. I want them to flip flop. Every couple years.
I just
like how the Nets are good now.
I feel
Yeah.
like
And Sixers too. And the Sixers.
And the Knicks are bad now, yeah.
just to talk, just hit on the Nets one last time. I mean, you talked highly of Kyrie Irving on that first episode. I mean, I believe over the next couple of years, he really could be the best point guard in the league.
Bro, the Nets are the new Warriors, bro, and everyone's gonna be hopping on that bandwagon.
Kyrie,
Yeah, no.
Nets are still never gonna be the best team in New York, bro. I'm sorry. It's always gonna be the Knicks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
but
Can't do anything about it.
I hope that KD looks like KD of old, because it'll just make for a crazy playoffs and potentially NBA finals between the Nets and the Lakers.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy to see him.
Sixers
to
are
see
the only
LeBron.
team that can.
So I feel like for the first time that would be like a fair fight between those two, KD and LeBron, because first time it was LeBron's Heat versus the young Thunder, and then every other time it was when LeBron basically had no help, and the Warriors had arguably the greatest team ever assembled.
Full starting lineup of all.
I will say this.
LeBron really only had Kyrie healthy for like one series, and they won it, bro. Like 2015 and 2017 and 2018, obviously as well too. He was like alone. Like
Yeah,
look at LeBron's starting lineup in 2015, bro. Like Matthew Dellavedova, Tristan Thompson, Timothy Mozgov,
crazy.
Iman Shumpert starting. Like
I do want to point this out
he put
though.
them to six.
I feel like the Nets need an AD stopper, pretty much, like a good defensive power
Well,
forward.
that's not possible.
No one's gonna stop AD. There's
Not-
only
not-
one person
alright.
in the whole league. There's only one person in the whole league who can stop AD,
And
and
it's
his name is Joel Embiid.
Okay, so
but let
not
Toby
an
finish.
AD stopper per se, but like just a good defensive, solid power forward. I don't think,
stopping AD.
because
Yeah.
right now we're
Jared Allen and DeAndre Jordan.
yeah, but they're playing the 5 and KD is playing the 4. I mean, unless
Anthony Davis plays the 5.
yeah, but to beat the Lakers, you need really good big men.
Well, we can talk about
The
that.
Lakers have
because
two.
The
They
second
just let's
game,
talk about acquisitions, bro.
the second game of the opening day for the NBA this season was Clippers versus Lakers. So, and I thought the Clippers, obviously, again, it's for only one game. It's so early in the season, but they look different to start this season than they did last year. They just look a lot hungrier, and they have their team that has something to prove after selling to the Nuggets last season, blowing the
I don't
3-1
know
lead.
about that, bro.
I mean,
lost by-
how bad did they just lose tonight?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I know. We're saying that after they got blown out by 50 points to the Mavericks, but still, I mean, against
yeah.
the Lakers, they look good.
I mean, the team's nothing without Kawhi, as we saw tonight. But with Kawhi, any team's going to be nice. But with Kawhi, I do think they might be a little bit better than last year.
Serge was a good addition.
Yeah.
Like, having a good.
Serge and Nicholas Batum, who they also started in that game, was really good for
They
them.
also made some great like pickups too, bro. Like that guy Jay Scrub that they got out of
The draft,
UCO,
yeah.
the draft.
Yeah, he's nice.
Jay Scrub is so nice.
I like their starting lineup: Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi, Nicholas Batum, and Ibaka in that game. I mean, everyone.
Those against the Lakers?
Yeah, everyone.
They have Zubats too, don't they? He's
I don't
a
think
great like,
I don't think Zubac started that game though.
but he's still like the double machine, bro. Like
Yeah.
easy.
But
I wish the Clippers had gotten a better point guard over the offseason.
I think they still can.
They still
Wish
can,
they
yeah.
still had Chris Paul.
Well, yeah,
But
that would be ideal.
in that game, you were talking about the Nets needing the Anthony Davis stopper. I feel like the Clippers just collectively did a good job defending Anthony Davis. They double teamed him like every single time he got the ball, and they just made it so hard for him to do anything. But when it was one-on-one with whoever, literally anyone on the Clippers, if it was one-on-one with Anthony Davis, like he was scoring. It was, and that's why I think he could win MVP, because there's legitimately no one in the league that can stop him one-on-one at this point, especially when LeBron is on the floor. You just can't do it because he's just a threat from everywhere. So
Well, I think the fact that he has LeBron on his team makes it harder for him to get MVP.
yeah, true.
I mean, when we talk narrative, like everybody thinks that the Lakers are ultimately LeBron's team. And part of the MVP conversation, I feel like, is having good leadership. You know what I mean? I feel like if he was by himself, like as sort of as Giannis was last year, he would have a lot better shot at MVP.
How many wins do you think that team is getting without LeBron?
Out LeBron?
I don't know.
I think they're
I don't
still
know
a
if they
playoff
even-
team.
Yeah, I think they're.
They're like an 8th seed, I feel like.
Without LeBron,
I mean, maybe,
yeah,
but
they're
like,
a 6-7 seed probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kuzma has been playing great. That guy has been taking smart shots. He's not doing none of those layups where he's flying across the paint and just throwing something up. I think Kuzma's playing really good. That guy LeBron was hyping him up at the beginning of the season, and everybody was like, "Ooh."
He's trying to raise his trade stock.
Yeah.
Talk about Montrez. Talk about Montrez going from the Clippers to the Lakers.
I feel
Falling
like
out already.
it was weird to see Dennis Schroeder start for the Lakers, though. I feel like I thought he was going to come off the bench for them, but he started.
I remember I was watching the Christmas game, I think, and whoever one of the announcers were like, Dennis Schroeder came over to LA and was like, I'm starting. Like, I'm telling you, I'm starting. And he got the job.
Yeah.
Like, great, too. Him and Montrez put up 40.
Yeah, he definitely deserves to start. He's definitely a really good player, but it was just kind of strange. I figured the Lakers would benefit from having a player like him off the bench. Because their starting lineup worked last year when LeBron was essentially their point guard. So I figured
I think we should just give the ring to the Lakers already, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be closer than it was last year. I feel like last year it was just a cakewalk for the Lakers. I feel like they're gonna have a little bit more competition this year, even though their team got better. I feel like
I think the
might-
Sixers are the only team that can defensively pose a threat to the Lakers. You know, because it goes by matchups, man. You know, like you can have good defenders, but like it goes by matchups. And if you look at LeBron and you look at AD, it's all about like strength, you know, and it's about ball movement. And you know, the Lakers are literally just AD and LeBron, and then like
I don't know about
role
that.
players and shooters.
Maybe not now. Maybe last season you could say that, but now with Dennis Schroeder and Trez, like they're solid. Like
That's true. They do have a 6th man of the year.
two of them. They got two of them.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got Marcus Gasol too. Like,
And
and they already won the ring, and then they added more. Like,
Yeah.
no one's beating them. But if it were like the two people with how the Celtics have been, like you know, they've kind of been a little bit disappointing to me so far this season. And the Bucks have been too in some ways. I think Giannis deserves, you know, all the recognition he's gotten and the MVPs he's gotten, but I think he's a little bit too like one-dimensional of a player. It's too easy to like guard him in the playoffs, you know. And so I think I think really it's just going to be Lakers versus either Sixers, Nets, or maybe the Heat again. Like the Heat won the whole East last year. I mean, I think they deserve some respect because of that.
I feel like I just think they need one more piece to get back there. Justin, what are you laughing at?
Jay Brown, as soon as he finishes talking, something falls down next to him and he just goes. It's,
Well, let's talk
all
about
right, but yeah, I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I wasn't even gonna say nothing. I was just gonna say, yeah, Lakers are winning it.
Let's talk about their opponent, the Clippers, a little bit. I saw a report that they want to run aspects of the triangle offense to make life easier for Kawhi, who on record has said some of his favorite players are Kobe and Michael Jordan. And a lot of people have compared his game to those two because he's such an effective two-way player. I mean, do you think it's smart for the Clippers to run the triangle offense in today's NBA?
I mean, I think it is, but the Knicks tried to run it a couple years ago when they had Phil Jackson, and that was the last season that Melo was on the team, I think so. I mean, recently, when else have we seen it recently? The last time I can recall is like the Lakers and Shaq, right? Shaq and Kobe. Nobody really uses the triangle.
And interesting enough, I mean, Tyronn Lue, who's also the coach of the Clippers, he was on that Shaq and Kobe team, or at least for one.
Oh yeah.
He knows the offense pretty well. And I feel like Kawhi is definitely a different player than Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should try it. Why not?
It's going to be very interesting.
I think they should try it. I don't think it'll hurt anybody to try it.
It's
Maybe
just,
if it does work, then they can use it. Like, I don't know.
Because there are times when Kawhi Leonard gets to his spots, notably like that mid post area, like it's a bucket every time. Like he doesn't miss from there. Like it's crazy. Like it doesn't matter who's defending him, it's going in. Yeah. So I feel like that's why they want to implement parts of it, because they know that's where he's most efficient, and he's a solid enough playmaker where he'll have shooters around him to dish the ball out. Like essentially, the triangle is just all about spacing and allowing, a guard like him, or a forward in this case, to just facilitate the offense. Just
don't forget, they got people keep sleeping on my man Paul George. Like people keep sleeping.
Yes,
he's still Paul George. He's still like that guy.
Yeah,
he's
the
not.
Clippers blew a 3-1 lead though.
Yeah, he had one bad playoff series, like
in the bubble and now he's
backboard.
I said it before, I'll say it again. He's gonna prove the haters wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a different kind of season for the Clippers. But we'll see. So should we let's talk about Christmas Day games a little bit, and then we can just talk about whatever else we saw this week. The first Christmas game was Pelicans versus the Heat, and the Heat won that game 111-98. All the games on Christmas were blowouts, so it was kind of boring, but I did take a few things away. I think Zion for Pelicans, obviously, he needs to become, if he became an elite free throw shooter, I know it's weird, but I feel like the way he plays, he gets fouled so much, and he got fouled a ton of times in that game. If he can become an elite free throw shooter to where sending him to the line is a problem, he's going to average close to like 30 points a game. Because
I know exactly what you're talking about. I was watching that game, and like in the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, that's all it was. Give Zion the ball, let him go to the line every time. I swear, every time.
Because
I do agree with what you had to say.
He's too strong, and people just foul him. He's just going to draw fouls. He's going to bully his way into the paint and draw fouls. So if he became a really solid free throw shooter, I think it's going to be really good for him. And I just feel like he needs to learn some post moves as well. Add like some finesse to his game because I feel like his game is all strength and power. So
Yeah.
but I guess with Heat, I also like your guy Justin Precious Achua.
Sir, yes,
Played
sir.
well. He's one of those players that landed in a perfect situation with Miami, and he's gonna really benefit from being with them, I think.
And he's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that guy bucket. He's a
Bucket.
bucket.
Clay,
I
he's
was really
Clay.
hating on that guy. I was really hating on Duncan, but Jorie. You said it in the group me chat. This guy's a flamethrower.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't miss
6 of 8.
every game. Every game to start the game, the Heat always give him a play to get a wide open three at the top of the key. Every game, it's first play.
And bro, he does not need space. You'll be in his mouth.
I think
Your
I think he
your
made
mouth.
4 threes in that first quarter, I think, or something like that. So he's a problem, man. He's one of the most
He's the
efficient
best
shooters
shooter
ever.
in the league right now.
Yeah, he's really one of the most like efficient shooters of all time.
Best catch and shoot. And even off the dribble too. Like he's like and he's so young too. Like, and the craziest part is that he went undrafted too. That's the craziest part.
Yeah,
Like, all those
Didn't he
undrafted
go to-
people that, like,
Didn't he go to community college?
He went to
Yeah,
D3.
he was on a D3 team.
Yeah, he was on a D3 team, and then he was at Michigan
was
too. And
college.
I think they might have won it, but
He went to
Holy
Williams
sleep.
College in D3, and then he went to Michigan. I
Yeah.
remember him playing at Michigan, and then he went undrafted. The Heat, just they know how to find those guys.
Pat Riley, man, and then Coach Spo too.
Yeah.
All the respect, bro. Bam Adebayo is like crazy now. Like, he came
Bam's
out of
baby
nowhere.
Dwight.
I thought he was. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bam's
You're
baby
looking nice.
Dwight, just with more game.
Philly really fumbled the bag by letting Jimmy Butler go in Miami. I'm gonna say that right now.
the Heat are gonna be a good team again. I feel like people are gonna sleep on them and say last year was a fluke, but I feel like they're gonna be solid again.
They have too many
Culture-
teams to beat. I feel like.
Yeah, the East has gotten stronger, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna get to the finals again. But
Plus-
definitely
plus-
a good team.
I don't want to sleep on the Wizards.
The Wizards are not doing nothing.
Nah, they're trash. I'm capping.
All right, the second game of Christmas was Warriors Bucks. We already kind of talked about the Warriors because they played the Nets and got clapped on opening night.
Blizzard by the
But
Bucks.
you mentioned, Justin, and you mentioned our chat how bad Steph Curry is on Christmas Day games. I think during the broadcast they mentioned that he averaged. That was before this game, so it didn't incorporate the game that he had. But he was averaging 12.3 points per game and shooting 29% from the field on Christmas. So
Bum.
compared to his career average, obviously that's terrible. But yeah, not a good game for the Warriors or Steph Curry. They lost by 39 points. Yeah, it was just
Talk
bad.
about Kelly Oubre being 0 of 7 and 0 of like 6 on anything that's not a dunk. Like
Other
he's
than
0 of
a
7 on like layups.
Not a dunk.
And like, yeah, anything that's not a dunk, he's missed. He's like 0 of 13.
The
Andrew Wiggins,
Their team
sucks.
not good.
like, Warriors are gonna suck, bro.
Why
Warriors are
isn't
gonna
Draymond
suck.
playing? Why isn't that guy playing?
I think he's gonna come back soon.
Is he injured?
It's not gonna.
Yeah, he's injured.
I think so. Bro,
Let's
they're
see some-
old now, bro. They're old and injured. Like
Yeah, he's
Warriors are done, bro.
About
That's
that.
the new Warriors. Everyone's bro. I'm sorry, Toby, but all Brooklyn fans are bandwagons. Unless you can, like, like if you weren't a fan of Brooklyn back when they were in New Jersey, then
He
how
was.
are you even a real?
I was though.
I gotta admit, Toby's been as
I wanna
terrible as
say-
it is.
I want to say something really quickly though. So, before the season started, I thought the Warriors, with what they had, were a playoff team, like an 8th seed. I changed my mind on that, but a team that people have to look out for is the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, this is the first season that Cat and D'Lo are playing a full season with each other, and they have a lot of great pieces around them. Even a couple from Brooklyn that D'Lo played with and led them to the playoffs in the East. And I feel like with Anthony Edwards too, if he can be effective and play well, I think they're a playoff team.
Him, Anthony Edwards, or Wiseman are going to be rookie of the year. I think.
Wiseman.
I said LaMelo.
Wiseman.
Yeah.
Because it's still, I think it's still too early to.
LaMelo's hasn't been playing well though. LaMelo had 0 in his first game and then had 13 in the second game. How much did he have tonight? In a win against the Nets.
I saw he hit
He had a nice game the other night, but
well, just before we move on, I'll say
he only had 6 tonight.
That Giannis only had 15 points in that game against the Warriors, and they still won by nearly 40 points. So
Chris Middleton went off.
Yeah, he was going
That's
off.
got to be a good sign for Milwaukee about their supporting cast with
Drew Holiday was
Drew Holiday. You know, I think that's got to be a good thing that they don't need Giannis to have 30 and 15. And again, it is the Warriors, and the Warriors they obviously look really bad, but still, that's a good thing. All right, Nets Celtics. That was the next game. The Nets won 123-95. Yeah, I mean,
Nets didn't have, or not the Nets. The Celtics did not have Kemba, right?
no, not yet.
Probably why. I mean,
Still don't think they would have won.
yeah, I didn't watch that game actually. I don't really know nothing about it. I didn't watch that game.
This game was crazy. Kyrie was on fire in the second quarter, and then Kevin Durant just exploded in the third quarter. Like he literally couldn't miss, no matter who was guarding him. It doesn't make sense sometimes the way he just.
And then, I was saying, like, the thing about KD is, like, he'll chill for, like, 2 quarters, and then for, like, a time span in 1 quarter, he'll just go off, and, like, nobody can stop him. And that's what we saw on Christmas in the third quarter.
Still can't believe that Kyrie and KD. I still, and like with how the Nets have been
Could
playing,
have been a Nick.
just like they dogged on the Celtics, bro. They sunned the Celtics. And you know, all due respect to LeBron, and LeBron is definitely a better player than KD in my personal opinion, but no one can stop KD, bro. No one can stop him.
KD's a better scorer.
Kyrie is probably the most skilled point guard in the league.
Yeah, Kyrie.
And
yeah. He had 37 points in that
duo
game.
7-11. The duo 7-11 because they're both,
Yeah.
one of them is always going to be open.
I like that. I love that name. Whoever started coming up with that, even though it's just their numbers, that's hilarious.
It was them. That was their idea.
Don't sleep on Karis LeVert.
No way they did that on purpose, bro. I didn't even think about that. There's no way they did that on purpose.
Off the bench. Karis LeVert off the bench.
Cares about
That's
Karis
why the
Toby.
Nets don't even need Harden, bro. You already have Karis LeVert.
True. Yeah. I mean,
just to chip in about Kyrie again, I think he's going to be the best point guard in the league for a couple of years. I think Damian Lillard is going to give him a run for his money. And I don't know if we consider Doncic a point guard. I mean, he's kind of a point guard. He's a shooting guard. He's a forward. I don't know what he is. He does everything. But I think it's going to be Dame and then John Morant and Trae Young are going to be like the top point guards in the league. But I think Kyrie might be the best.
I want to talk about Trae Young. The guy has been playing out of his mind. Out of his mind. He's had
Ja dropping 44, bro.
yeah. Who was the guy that got all mad at the media? Who was I saying sucks so bad? Jeff Van Gundy. Jeff Van Gundy was calling one of the Christmas games and was raging about how the media was talking about how Ja and Terry Rozier put up 40, but they lost, but won't talk about Trae Young. Like, relax, buddy. I mean, they put up 40 in opening night. Like, come on. How are you not going to talk about that? How is the media not going to be like, oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, those two played against each other, but we can talk about that after these last two games. I mean, these last two games, pretty uneventful. I feel like Mavericks, Lakers, and then Clippers, Nuggets.
Luka needs Kristaps. It's
Yeah,
the only way that the Mavericks are going to do anything. They need to both play. Kristaps has to get healthy.
unless they play the Clippers and then just beat them by 50.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. But yeah, I agree. I think the Mavericks still need Kristaps back. And then, I mean, the Lakers look fine. I feel like everyone kind of overreacted losing to the Clippers on opening night.
Yeah.
And
Got
then
a ring.
Nuggets, Clippers, Nuggets. I kind of
Cost me $20.
expected that outcome because I figured that the Clippers were going to be coming out with a different kind of energy to beat the Nuggets because of their history. And yeah, I mean, it was a pretty uneventful day on Christmas in the NBA. Not a lot of good games. But there are a lot of good games this past week. I mean, is there any games that you guys watched? We talked about Trae Young. That game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Atlanta Hawks was pretty good. I honestly I watched that game. That was a really good game, actually.
There's a game right now.
When did that happen? On Saturday?
I believe that was on. Yeah, I think that was.
Oh, yeah, it did. I didn't watch any games yesterday, but I did. Rip Jay Brown's phone's about to die. Jay Brown, if you want to head out, I think you can. It was nice having you on here, buddy. We'll look forward to getting you on here another time.
Yeah,
Tough. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Yeah,
always watching the.
You did good tonight. I'll let you know when we post this.
yes, sir.
Tough, y'all. I'll see y'all next time, man.
See you later, buddy.
Peace, y'all.
All right. What were we just talking about? What game was I just saying?
Any game that you kind of watched?
I want to talk about the Knicks because I took notes.
Yeah, that you want to talk about.
I was talking a lot about the Knicks. They played. Who did they play? They started up.
Hey, peep the score right now.
The Knicks played. Who did they start playing? Who was the first team that they played?
The Sixers?
I thought the Knicks played. Oh, no, they played Wednesday. They played on the 23rd. They played the Pacers. We were in that game. We were playing. That was the game RJ went off. RJ Barrett was 9 for 9 from the field at one point with 20 points into the third quarter. Did not miss. And then it's basically like his hot shooting was keeping that team together. Once he didn't play well, the whole team fell apart. The Knicks have been excellent in the first half of games, and then they just fall apart at the end. Probably in part to they're all young and they don't really have that leader that's going to be like in the locker room yelling at everybody to get fit. But what you just said tonight that the Knicks won, Toby?
Yes, sir. And might I add,
They're up.
I think your best player on the Knicks, Alfred Payton.
Oh my goodness.
He
played really well in this
27, 3, and 7. Nothing to sneeze
tonight.
at.
He played well.
Yeah, 27 points.
I mean,
Bucks Knicks.
in the first game against the Pacers, that guy was our kryptonite. Every time Emmanuel Quickly was in, offense was flowing, everybody was hitting their shots, and then he gets in and he just starts shooting these dumb shots. Like, he can't shoot threes, and he just started yanking them. Like,
I mean, tonight he went 12 for 16 and 3 for 3 on threes.
wow. Okay, Alfred.
And 7 assists.
Julius Randle had 29 and 14 in this.
I need to talk about Julius Randle.
And 7 assists too. He had
The
7 assists.
more that I see that guy play, the more I want him on this team. As soon as we drafted Obi, I was like, all right, I'll see you. Julius Randle, you're out of here.
He's been nice since
He-
his Lakers days.
He's averaging the most assists on the team.
Everyone says he's got to be the one that needs to be traded, but I don't know why. He's not. He's good. Like, he's not a bad player.
Just because
Because-
we drafted Obi. That's all it is.
No, because he's not.
But even last
That
year,
young.
everyone was saying this guy needs to be traded, and it was like maybe
Well,
He's,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
entering his prime years. You might as well
he's
get the most.
26 years old. Like, he's literally entering his prime. He
Yeah,
was a
you might-
former top 10 pick, and he's like, why would you not want this guy?
Because if the Knicks aren't going to make the playoffs, why would you not want to send your biggest trade asset and get a bunch of picks and young players?
That's what I want. I want the Knicks to tank and draft Cade Cunningham next year.
Cade Cunningham.
We've always had these voice crack. We've always had a bunch of point guards that can't do anything. We've always had just these bummy point guards. We got like 3 or 4 of them on the team. We did just get Quickly. He's playing nice, so maybe we don't need Cade Cunningham, but
Cade Cunningham is gonna be special.
I don't
Didn't-
know. I just
You see
want
that video I sent you of
no.
the high school thing that I went. I didn't even.
Oh
realize-
yeah.
That was crazy. I didn't even realize because I was talking to Jiraiya, my brother. Everyone listening. I was talking to, and I remember going to that 2 years ago, and I remember watching Montverde play, and I'm like, wait, Cade Cunningham literally went to Montverde, so he was probably playing. And I looked back on the video, and he was there. I was like, wait, what? He was literally playing. It was
That's
crazy.
crazy.
And Precious was also in that game.
Wow.
I was like, what the? I didn't even realize it until literally a few days ago.
Two more guys I want to talk about on the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson. He's been playing. Yeah, I mean, the offensive end still needs a little bit of work, but last season his problem was fouling. Almost every game he had 4 or 5 fouls. This season, I don't think he's gotten over 3. I think he got over 3 one time. I think it was in the opener. He's playing really smart on the defensive end, and I like it. And then Alec Burks is 6th man of the year. He is 6th man of the year. I'm calling it now. The guy has been playing great. I love this guy, Alec Burks.
He's a solid pickup for them. I like that.
Yeah, he's good. He's not 6th man of the year.
I don't know
Why not? Tonight he had 18.
They're not going to win.
Tonight he had 18. Last night he had 22. And then on the opening night on Wednesday, he had, if I could find it, he had 22. So he's averaging like 20 on the season.
Here's something I want to say.
And 3 on this one.
Karis LeVert is a borderline all-star. No, I'm dead serious. Like, putting him on the bench was a brilliant idea from Steve Nash because he basically has free reign to do whatever he wants because he's going to be the primary ball handler. And while KD and Kyrie are out of the game, he's just running pick and rolls with Jared Allen, throwing oops, I mean, he does some pretty wild passes, but he's a good facilitator, and his shooting is improving every single year. He's just a bucket getter. That's all he is. He's just a bucket getter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you guys like. You guys are always, making fun of me for liking the Knicks and we don't have a good point guard. But Alec Burks has been playing the point guard position over DSJ and Frank. He's been playing, like, Tibbs has been putting him in to play backup point guard over them. They haven't had any. I think Frank has had like 10 minutes of playing time. DSJ hasn't even gotten in a game yet.
Well, first of all, you got to trade both of them. You got to have.
I think we should trade Peyton and keep Frank, but everybody's calling me crazy.
But I mean, you're not going to get anything for him. But Dennis Smith Jr., I feel like he's the one that needs to leave the team because he's
Yeah.
just he's like a non-existent. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't.
Especially now that you guys have Quickly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who's gonna be nice. He's gonna
Kevin
be
Durant just surpassed 23,000 career points just now.
Shout
Got
out.
the report from the NBA app.
Yeah, he's gonna average easy 25 at least.
The ninth fastest player to do it, actually.
Ninth fastest.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how impressive that is, to be honest.
I mean, it's top 10.
It's top 10, but how many people have even reached that milestone? Like 9?
No, more than that. 23,000. Are we serious? I think Melo has more than that.
No, I'm just playing, but
All right, one game that I wanted to talk about was the Nuggets
Mm-hmm.
Kings game that happened on Wednesday. The one where Buddy Hield hit a game winner. Huge takeaway.
yeah,
Jamal Murray, he needs to be better. I think his first field goal came with like 8 minutes left in the game. That's unacceptable because we've seen him. We saw what he can do in the bubble. We saw him
My most improved candidate.
exactly. We saw him be one of the best players in the NBA in the bubble. And I'm not saying he needs to average 40 points a game, but he can't be not a non-factor for them because again, he got paid. He got a big extension a few years ago, and then we already seen what he can do. So no more excuses for him. But I thought the Nuggets played faster than they've had in past years. Because ever since Jokic became Jokic, ever since he's become one of their star players, they've played so slow, which honestly makes sense because it's Jokic. And if your best player is a center who's not necessarily athletic, then you're probably going to be a slow-paced team. But they were like running and gunning in that game against the Kings. So I hope they do that more because everyone on that team is really athletic. And you have Jokic, who's one of the best playmakers in the league. So I figured that combined with their athletes, it could just help them kind of run the floor on teams.
I think you go ahead, Justin.
All right. I was just gonna say I used to be a Nuggets hater, just because it's your team. Like, why would I support the team that you like? But I'm really starting to like the Nuggets a little bit. I like Skinny Jokic. Skinny Jokic he's goated. He's goated. Skinny Jokic made him the best big man in the league.
Yeah,
Now that he can move, he knows what he's doing. And
he's
talk about a one-handed or a one-footed fadeaway like Dirk. Jokic pulls it off way better. You know what shot I'm talking about, Jorie, where he just does that one little one step off the 1 foot, bro.
Nah,
it's
he doesn't
dirty.
do it better. He doesn't do it better.
They call it the
It's
He
dirty.
does. He
It's
might
dirty.
do it better.
But it's just awkward when he does it. Like, it's
Because he does
dirty.
it the wrong foot. He does it off his right foot.
I know. That's why it's like the defense doesn't know what the hell is going on.
he's averaging 26.5 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists a game. For Jokic.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think he's better
Wait,
than him.
12 assists a game?
He's the best center in the league, hands down. Nobody can stop
You
him.
say he's
Offensively.
averaging a triple-double?
Yes, he is
Oh
averaging.
my God. Oh my
He's the best. He's the best offensive center.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I think Joel Embiid is a better defender, and he's almost there when it comes to offense.
I don't think-
Obviously,
I don't think Embiid can carry an offense like Jokic does. I don't feel like people realize how important Jokic is to the Nuggets offense. Like if you get ready, even if Jamal Murray played like Jamal Murray does in the bubble, then I still don't think the Nuggets offense would be as good as they are with Jokic. Because Jokic just makes it so easy for everyone. Like he literally makes it so much easier for everyone on the floor.
The big reason I like the Nuggets is because they're a team that plays through their center. Their center facilitates the offense. When have you ever seen a team like that?
He's
Like,
special, man.
Corey, you got a nice little team going on.
I just hope.
So do you, Toby, but
sir.
That guy,
You know
KD.
what you're gonna get from Jokic every night. He's so consistent, but it's just a matter of who else is gonna step up. So the Nuggets, they're gonna need help. Or Jokic is gonna need help.
You
And
guys
just
need that
watching-
third guy.
Yeah, I feel like the Nuggets are really missing like that.
Right.
Well, just like
Get that mustache off your.
Oh my god.
I feel like they need more depth. They don't have the greatest bench, and I feel like that's
I mean, they did not too long ago.
Last year they had a solid bench. I
Yeah.
thought.
Now they lost Jeremy Grant. That
But
really
there's
messed up
two
everything.
players you need to implement on your bench is
Interested to hear this.
Bol.
I mean, he's been getting some minutes, but he's not ready to make an impact.
And the other player was RJ Hampton. No, he's a rookie.
He's not gonna play for a while. I feel like
I think he's gonna be actually like a decent, like a good player. in the
like
NBA.
Mike Malone, their coach, he does not play rookies. Like he barely plays rookies. Like it was a miracle that Michael Porter Jr. played last season, and that was because Gary Harris and Will Barton got hurt. Like if that didn't happen, Michael Porter Jr. probably wouldn't have played.
Word.
But just watching the Kings as well, I like De'Aaron Fox. I think he's super underrated because everyone considers him, no one will consider him one of the better point guards in the league, but every time he faces a top point guard, he generally holds his own. So, I mean,
I've noticed that. With De'Aaron Fox. He likes the challenge.
yeah, exactly.
When he played the first time he played Lonzo, it was like that whole thing about how did Lonzo get drafted over him?
Yeah,
To
exactly.
destroy Lonzo. I still remember that. He embarrassed him.
I don't think he gets much better than he already is right now.
I mean, he's definitely, if
He'll
you
just
he just needs help. And
A lot of his game is based off of his speed and athleticism.
okay. So
he needs help though. And I think he got help in that game from
I mean, he's a point guard. He'll learn to become a better shooter. He'll learn how to run the offense better. He'll learn how to get his teammates open better. It all comes with time.
Yeah, but we always talk about players learning how to shoot, learning how to do something, and then they never learn how to do it.
Well, that's
Or
on
they
them.
never get better at it. And it's obviously it's on them, but like you can't really expect that player to just get better.
So it doesn't have to be by a big margin. He's just gotta. I don't know. Like I don't know what his stats are. I don't know what his career shooting stats are like. But if he starts shooting the three ball at 35% at least, he'll be solid.
Yeah, he was good in that game. And Marvin Bagley, who I was talking about on our first episode, he was pretty good, but he was in foul trouble for most of the game because he had to guard Jokic for basically the whole game. So he didn't play as much. But if he played longer, he probably would have had a really solid game. But he had 13 and 9 in 27 minutes. And that game went to overtime. So like he could have played like 40 minutes if he stayed on the floor. And then Tyrese Halliburton,
That dude
he's the
sucks.
rookie of the year, man. He's solid. He was good, man. I'm telling you, he's getting minutes already for that team.
Well,
He's like their sixth man.
Kings.
And I'm like,
Oh,
this
the
guy is
Kings.
gonna be he's gonna be good. He's gonna be good. Trust me.
He's gonna be all right.
I watched him in college a lot. He's going to be good, man. I'm telling you, he's going to be good. I think going to the Kings was the only other team I wish he was on was the Hawks. But going to the Kings really helped. I think.
No,
Ooh,
the
yeah.
Hawks made a good decision choosing a big man. They really needed the
Speaking of the Hawks, I also watched the Grizzlies Hawks game. Couple takeaways. Ja Morant living up to my expectations. Literally watching that game, Ja Morant doesn't get enough credit. Just
You were saying how he was the only reason they were in the game.
he's literally everyone. I know he won Rookie of the Year and everyone loves Ja Morant, but literally when he was not playing in the game, the Grizzlies had zero offense other than like Kyle Anderson that was playing. The Ja Morant was carrying the Grizzlies. And after, I can't remember, it was probably the second quarter or something. John Morant had like 8 straight points, and he was just tired. Like he was exhausted. Like he couldn't even move at a certain point. He was just like standing in the. I'm like, this guy needs help. Like he can't do. He's literally doing everything for that team.
I mean, how much help does he need, dude? Like, he's already playing with Valanciunas. He's already playing with Dylan Brooks. Like, are we serious?
Got Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Injured though.
All right, he's got
Jaren Jackson was playing, it would have been a different story. But like when he's injured, Dylan Brooks, I like.
No, I was being sarcastic. That team sucks.
But John Morant is. It
Toby,
was annoying. It was hard to watch. Like I like the Hawks. It was just tough to watch Ja like play so well, and then just the Hawks have just more players, and just it was.
they're just a middle of the pack type of team.
Dude,
They're young, so most of their players will get a little bit better, but
I want to talk about a team with a lot of young players that doesn't get really recognized, or they do get recognized as a young team, but the Boston Celtics have a really deep like youth that nobody seems to be talking about.
Yeah, I mean they got a lot of young pieces.
Besides their main guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, on like off their bench they have Neesmith, they have Robert Williams, Grant Williams,
Peyton
Pritchard, Carson Edwards,
Romeo Langford.
Yeah.
Who has he even played yet?
And Brown are super young. It's just everyone feels like they're old because they've been in the league for so long. But those two are so young still.
And even if these players don't pan out to where we think they are, they're still good trade pieces for maybe a blockbuster trade at the trade deadline. Who knows?
What if the Celtics did get another nice piece? What if they got James Harden?
Ooh.
I don't think they should get James Harden. I feel like they should get a big man.
Actually, now that I think about it, Toby, the Celtics might be the best team to get James Harden. They might have the most assets, and they got Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge really knows how to pull off anything.
Nah, he isn't. He's fumbled the bag.
I just cannot imagine Harden in a Celtics uniform.
Yeah, no, that would look gross.
Just think about him wearing green.
I feel like they would have to get rid of Jaylen Brown though.
Yeah, well, that guy sucks. That guy, I think that guy is so overrated.
No, he's good.
So overrated.
He's good. He's got a mid-range game.
Underrated. That guy's nice.
No, that
He's
guy's
more than just a dunker.
Yeah, he's really good.
I played at Cal.
Yeah, 4 years ago, dude. Like,
I like Jaylen Brown.
I just don't like the Celtics. I'm a hater. I hate the Celtics.
I hate them too. I hate their guts.
That guy, what's his face though? Jason Tatum with that game winner over Giannis.
Oh.
DPOY my ass, bro. Ain't no DPOY I've ever heard of. Let a guy hit in his eyeball to win it.
That ruined his chances at DPOY.
That one play. Yeah, that one shot.
That's the one prediction I got wrong this year. Everything else is completely 100% correct.
Toby.
Literally everything. I'm
like, it's been like 5 days.
Yeah, but I can already see like what's gonna happen like as it's going on.
Yeah. Okay, buddy.
Oh my god! I'm so tired. I don't know why I keep yawning.
Well, I mean, is there anything else you want to touch on? If not,
I got all my notes out of the way. I got everything. Okay.
Well.
Oh yeah. Wait. I just want to say one thing about the Suns of all teams.
I do want to talk about the Suns.
I don't think they're making the playoffs.
What? They're making the playoffs?
Because
that was exactly the opposite of what I thought you were going to say right now.
No. I don't see much improvement, although it is very early. I don't see much improvement in DeAndre Ayton's game, at least offensively. And one thing that has to happen in order for the Suns to make the playoffs is Devin Booker has to be better with throwing less turnovers. I mean, in the first 2 games of the season, he threw like 15 turnovers. And Chris Paul, I think he scored like 8 points and like 13 points or something. So
That's just him getting into the offense. I don't think he played that well when he got to Houston when he first got there either.
yeah, but I feel like this is the first year where we're gonna see Chris Paul have like a actual drop. Like we're gonna actually see sort of his drop off.
Right, he's old as hell, so yeah, I guess he is.
I think
And
the
also
Grizzlies will make the
with
playoffs.
the rising of the Timberwolves, I feel like I don't think they're a playoff team.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of teams that are gonna outperform how people thought they were gonna, they're gonna play better, and then there's gonna be teams that are not even gonna come
Yeah.
close to where people thought they were gonna.
Kings might be another one of those teams too.
No.
But that's all I had to say.
Kings are trash. The Kings are trash.
Kings aren't. What are they? I think they're 2-0 on the season.
Yeah, they are 2-0.
They got some pieces. Say that. I will say that.
Yeah. Well,
If anything, it'll be because of Hassan.
Hassan, yes, that's.
I wanted to let the people know. Next week, when you see me, I will be $4,000 richer because of the suicide pool, baby.
Hey, don't jinx yourself.
Nah, Packers are beating the Bears next week. Packers are beating the Bears next week,
I don't know about that.
and
I
I'm
don't know.
winning. I'm winning $4,000.
The Bears need to win that game to make the playoffs, and the Packers are currently beating the Titans, so I think they might rest like their whole team.
Nah. You can't do that. Because
That's
then
exactly what's gonna happen. It's week 17. That's always what happens.
I mean, the Bears just won this week. They just came in clutch for me this week. They allowed me to move on, but then I'm going to do them dirty and pick the team
Wait, so
who's
how
going to
many
beat them
people
next
are
week.
left?
Hey, who else?
Three, including me.
Who else can you choose? Is that it? You pick the Packers?
Next week, I don't have a lot of options. Let me check.
I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about that pick.
My mom, every time I say the Packers, my mom's like, ooh, the Packers. So she was telling me to do it. But next week, I can do Steelers over the Browns.
Nope.
I can do.
No.
I can do Washington over Philly.
That's it.
Spencer told me to never pick an NFC East matchup though, because it's not.
It's just cursed.
You never know.
It's just cursed.
I could do.
You got all divisional games. How did that happen?
Because that's what it is on week 17, I'm pretty sure.
Divisional games on week 17.
I can do Vikings over the Lions.
Both of those teams are shitty.
Yeah, the Vikings are 6-9. The Lions are 5-10. I can do Packers Bears, which I'm thinking about, and that's it. Those are the
Packers
only two
Bears.
picks.
Or your second best is probably Vikings Lions. Picking the Vikings
I was thinking that too.
because the Lions might not have Matt Stafford.
If the Lions don't have Matt Stafford, that's the pick right there.
Yeah, how did they do today? I'm pretty sure they did like really bad.
The Lions lost.
Wow, that's tough.
The Lions definitely lost today. Yep,
They did.
47-7. The Buccaneers put in their
they
third
did.
string QB to end the game.
I think that was yesterday. I think.
So yeah, all right.
Oh yeah, it was.
Either choose the Bears or choose the Vikings.
Tom Brady went crazy.
Wait, Justin, did I show you what I got?
No.
Oh yeah,
Hold up.
show the
I showed Jorie.
the Christmas gift, and then we can sign off.
See?
Is that Nate Robinson
Yes, sir. Wait, check that out.
over Spud Webb? And it's signed by Nate Robinson?
Yeah,
No way. That's crazy.
right here it says 3-time dunk champ.
That's sick. That's a great Christmas present.
Shout out Nate Robinson, man.
Yeah,
Although
too bad he got
Yeah.
slumped by Jake Paul.
It's all good. It's all good.
Paul or Logan? I think
That really, I don't know. Who cares who
Logan.
it was? He got his shit rocked. That really ruined his legacy. He really had it all going for him.
No,
when he
because he
was-
knows how to take an L gracefully.
No,
And
that's the fattest L you can take. getting beat up by Jake Paul.
Robinson,
But
the comeback is real. Floyd
Nah.
Mayweather is gonna avenge him.
Facts.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right. Well, this is another episode of the Fullcourt Report. Shout
Baby.
out.
Until next time.
Follow us on Twitter at the
Post on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube.
Full C
All at the
Report.
Fullcourt Report.
At Full C Report on Twitter. Drop the
Instagram.
Instagram handle, Toby.
Instagram. The period. Full court. Period.
Report.
Well done. Well, thanks for listening.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week, but we're gonna talk about something.
Oh, we're gonna talk about a whole lot.
All right.
Yeah, see you guys in about another week. Weekish.
Peace.